has a way of arriving without warning. A diagnosis, a dismissal, a betrayal. The world doesn't knock before it strikes. And in that instant, you realize you are not in control. You feel the grip of anxiety tighten. Your heart races. Your mind spins in circles, desperately trying to reason with chaos. You are trapped in a storm you did not summon. Yet, within this storm lies a door. Not to escape, but to mastery, to resilience, to the quiet power of a mind unshaken by circumstance. This door has existed for centuries. It is the philosophy of Stoicism, a blueprint for navigating life's tempests by bending reality to your will, but by bending your mind to truth. In ancient Rome, the Emperor Marcus Aurelius faced war on the Danube, a plague sweeping his cities, and betrayal at every turn. Each day, death and disappointment pressed upon him like waves against a cliff. And yet, he wrote in his private journals, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Strength was not in controlling the world, it was in mastering himself. Epictetus, born a slave, lived under chains that bound his body but not his reason. A cruel master could strike, hunger could gnaw, injustice could fester. Epictetus discovered that freedom begins in the mind. He realized that suffering is not in the event itself, but in the judgment we place upon it. Seneca, advisor to emperors and witness to corruption, faced exile, loss, and political danger. Yet he taught that adversity is not a curse but a teacher, is the raw material from which resilience and wisdom are forged. Today, our storms may not be emperors, plagues, or chains, but they are no less real. Emails demanding immediate replies, deadlines that slip through our fingers, relationships strained by misunderstanding, traffic that feels like a personal attack. The news cycles endlessly, a conveyor belt of calamity. Anxiety whispers in every notification, every missed call, every unfulfilled expectation. And here, Stoicism whispers its timeless truth: the world is not under your control. But your mind, your judgments, your choices, your responses, that is yours, irrevocably. First principle: control what you can, accept what you cannot. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind tearing at your clothes. Below, waves crash with relentless force. You cannot stop the sea, you cannot command the wind, but you can anchor yourself. You can choose how you stand. This is the Stoic lens. Control what is yours, your thoughts, your actions, your virtues. Accept what is not. Consider a modern example, a startup founder watching investors pull out, watching competitors surge ahead, markets crumble. Most would panic, spiraling into despair. But the Stoic founder asks, what can I control? They cannot alter the market overnight, but they can refine strategy, perfect execution, motivate their team, and preserve their composure. The external storm rages, the inner ship sails steady. Marcus Aurelius faced similar storms, literal and metaphorical. His armies faltered, rebellion stirred, betrayal loomed. He reminded himself daily, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every obstacle is a crucible for virtue. Perspective as a weapon. Perspective is not passive, it is a weapon against chaos. Think of the sculptor confronting a block of marble. The stone resists, cold and unyielding. He cannot soften it by force. But with patience, vision, and skill, he chisels it into beauty. Your mind is the sculptor's hand. Your perspective, the chisel. A traffic jam, job rejection, a betrayal, these are the marble. How you shape them determines the art of your life. Viktor Frankl, imprisoned in concentration camps, illustrates this principle. Deprived of freedom, food, dignity, he discovered an inner realm untouched by suffering, the freedom to choose his attitude. Modern Stoics face no barbed wire, but they confront pressures just as potent: performance anxiety, social expectations, financial strain. Perspective is the lever that transforms hardship into insight, fear into action. The art of embracing struggle. Stoicism does not promise an easy life, promises mastery over yourself within the life you are given. Pain, loss, disappointment, they are inevitable. But they are also tools. Marcus Aurelius endured endless loss, allies, children. Each day offered grief in abundance, and yet he discovered that suffering becomes fertile ground for virtue. Seneca faced exile, political oppression, the constant threat of death. Yet he wrote letters filled with reflection, urging us to see adversity not as a punishment, but as a gift. Difficulties strengthen the mind, just as labor strengthens the body. Modern parallels abound. Malala Yousafzai, shot for seeking education, chose courage over fear. Musk, facing repeated failures, rockets exploding, investors retreating, persisted, each failure teaching him, each obstacle refining his strategy. The same principle underlies all these stories. Resistance molds character. The obstacle itself becomes the path. Daily Stoic practices. Stoicism is a philosophy lived, theorized. Start with morning reflection. Before the world strikes, pause. Ask yourself, what challenges might arise today? How can I meet them with calm, virtue? Visualize potential difficulties. Prepare your mind to respond rather than react. Next, practice voluntary discomfort. Cold showers, early mornings, fasting, physical exertion. These small trials teach endurance, control, and perspective. Navy SEALs train in freezing waters. Entrepreneurs endure months without profit. The principle echoes Epictetus's teachings. Freedom is internal. Journaling anchors reflection. Seneca's letters were exercises in self-awareness. Document your actions and judgments. Where did you act impulsively? Where did reason prevail? This cultivates mental clarity, the foundation of resilience. Evening reflection reinforces growth. Review the day without judgment. Note successes, failures, and lessons. This ritual transforms ordinary experience into disciplined mastery. Modern applications: work, relationships, decision-making. Consider the modern professional under pressure. Missed deadline could trigger panic. A negative client review, despair. The Stoic reframes: what can I control? My preparation, my attitude, my response. External chaos may persist, but internal composure guides effective action. In relationships, Stoicism shines even brighter. People act unpredictably, sometimes unjustly. The Stoic responds with patience, empathy, and integrity. A heated argument becomes an opportunity to exercise understanding. Challenging co-worker is a mirror for one's own virtues. Decision-making too benefits. By separating what is within one's control from what is not, choices become clearer, freer from anxiety and fear. Life is not easier, but your path through it becomes sharper, calmer, and more deliberate. Resilience through the ages. Epictetus, once a slave, teaches that external circumstances cannot touch the inner citadel. Viktor Frankl, imprisoned, echoes this centuries later. Marcus Aurelius, emperor, faced calamities unseen by ordinary citizens. And today anyone facing personal, professional, or societal turmoil can harness the same tools. Stoicism is timeless because it addresses the unchanging core of human experience: suffering, uncertainty, loss. It is not a shield from life, it is a lens, a guide, a set of practices that shape the mind into something unshakable. The inner fortress, the Stoic mind, is a fortress. External chaos may batter its walls, but inside, calm. Reason, strength. Pain does not destroy it, it refines it. Imagine standing in a hurricane, wind tearing at your clothes, rain lashing at your skin. Person untrained is swept away. The Stoic, anchored, observing, breathing, choosing action over panic. Even small daily storms, a harsh comment, a failed exam, medical scare offer the same opportunity. Practice anchors perspective, reflection, preparation. Each small victory fortifies the citadel. Practical exercises: recap, morning reflection, visualize potential challenges and plan responses. Voluntary hardship: small, intentional discomfort to build resilience. Negative visualization, contemplate loss to strengthen appreciation and perspective. Journaling: self-reflection for clarity and growth. Evening review, analyze the day's choices and reactions to refine wisdom. Applied consistently, these practices transform ordinary existence into a life guided by reason, courage and virtue. Reflective conclusion: Stoicism does not promise comfort. It promises mastery. Life will be harsh. Events will be beyond control. People will disappoint. Circumstances will challenge you. But in every storm lies opportunity. In every struggle, a teacher. In every obstacle, a path forward. The choice is yours. React with fear. Respond with reason. Ask yourself, what is mine to control? How can I act with virtue? How can I transform adversity into strength? Every time you choose calm over panic, reason over impulse, courage over fear, you forge an inner fortress. You become unshakable, even as the world rages. Marcus Aurelius wrote centuries ago, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Let these words guide you. Let them remind you that while life cannot be tamed, your mind can. Embrace the storm. Stand firm. Choose mastery, and transform the chaos of existence into a life of purpose, resilience, and inner freedom.